In a 2021 study, researchers found that 15% of men claim they have no close friends, which is a significant 12% increase since 1990. In regard to romantic relationships, a study from 2022 found that 6 in 10 men under the age of 30 are single, which is nearly double the rate of women at the time. For a large chunk of my life, I've dealt with feelings of severe loneliness. I've always been somewhat of an introverted person, but around the right people I can be quite extroverted. However, around the wrong people, there's times when I feel like I have absolutely nothing to say or contribute towards the conversation. Now, I've always enjoyed my own company. A lot of times I simply don't have the effort for interacting with other people or being sociable. But it's not something I enjoy all the time. Have you ever found yourself spending a lot of time with one person, be it a friend or family member? And after a short while you start to get irritated with that person and don't really want to be around them for a little while? Well, the same thing happens with yourself. Constantly being in your own company, only listening to your own thoughts, only seeing your own face in the mirror, no other opinions, no other input. You start to get very fed up with yourself, and you just don't want to be around yourself anymore. You want to crawl out of your own skin, go somewhere else for a while, or just switch your brain off. When this happens consistently, you start to really resent yourself. You beat yourself up more, you overanalyze every flaw you have, and you slowly grind yourself down. And something like that is quite unhealthy. Even though in my life I've had a few different groups of friends, some better, some worse. The better ones made me feel like I actually existed, and the others made me feel like a piece of dirt. Where I'm at in life now, I don't actually have a quote-unquote group of friends, but rather just a few people who I regularly talk to, who have no relation to each other whatsoever. I have family members that are very close and that I talk to daily, and the friends I do have are great, and I'm infinitely grateful to have them in my life. But they still don't quite fill that void that a romantic relationship would. Now, I'm 19 years old, and I've never been in a relationship or even had anything close. Only short-lived talking stages that ended in the classic, "I'm not ready for a relationship," only for the other person to be with some other guy a month later. And when I look around and see that all my friends and peers are in a happy relationship or have at least experienced what that's like, it creates a pit in my stomach. It makes me feel like I'm the issue and makes me beat up on myself even more. Social media makes it infinitely worse because people's relationships are almost advertised to their followers in an attempt to show off how happy they really are. And I try very, very hard to be happy for other people. But when you see it all the time, it makes you extremely bitter. It's also quite hard to try and talk to people about these feelings of loneliness and inadequacy, because most people don't understand what it's like to have absolutely zero experience when it comes to a romantic relationship. The usual answer they give is, well, everyone gets lonely sometimes. And I just want to say, what? What are you even talking about? Yes, obviously everyone gets feelings of loneliness, but only when they've had to go a couple days without seeing their partner or didn't decide to go clubbing with their friends this weekend and now they kind of regret it. They've never experienced chronic solitude throughout their entire teenage life. They don't understand the fear that comes with it, the fear that you aren't going to get a happy ending, the fear that there won't be a person for you, the fear that you won't have a wedding, the fear that you'll never get to be a father. Because they've had evidence that someone could actually love them in that way. They've had evidence that it's possible for them to be in a happy and healthy relationship. I suppose this is why I'm making this video, to vent about this and maybe try and give hope to any other men or women who felt the same way I have. And to try and let those people know that they aren't alone in feeling like this. And I pray that anyone who is feeling like this can get the love they deserve very soon. All you need in life is to feel wanted, to feel like you actually exist to someone. I want someone to genuinely care about me in that way. I want a girl to message me when she's upset about something and to rely on me for help. I want her to message me when she saw something funny or weird or exciting. I want to be the guy she chooses to tell about everything that happens to her. I want to make a girl's life better simply because I'm a part of it. I want to be noticed and relied on. I have so much love to give, but no one to give it to. I want to show a girl how much I care about her, and tell her how beautiful she is every day. I want to take her to nice restaurants and have movie nights in together. But all of that feels like fiction, a dream, nothing but fantasy. I can't even imagine someone genuinely liking me enough to be able to make any of that a reality. One of my favourite song lyrics is from my favourite band Radiohead. Most of you have probably heard their most popular track, Creep, and in that song there is a lyric that says, "I want you to notice when I'm not around." That simple phrase perfectly encapsulates how I feel. I yearn to be cared about and noticed enough that people stop and think, "It'd be nice if he was here today," or "I wonder where he is." But as I've said, I don't think I could ever be important enough to someone to elicit that train of thought. People are always telling me that I've got to love myself first before relying on another person, but as I said before, being alone is a breeding ground for self-hatred. I believe we as humans need that input and reassurance from other people that you do have value. Just a simple compliment really flips your whole day around. Especially as a guy, compliments are pretty few and far between. When someone actually gives you one, especially if it's a woman, it sticks with you for so long. We need other people to grow and to better ourselves. We all bring the best out of each other. We can allow each other to be open and vulnerable and completely unfiltered if that trust and love is built up. In recent months, I've found myself trying to embrace the solitude, giving in to my loneliness instead of trying to fight it off. Some days it works. I can put my headphones on and go for a long walk just in my own company, and it can be quite refreshing. But when it gets to those late nights, lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, realising that I haven't spoken a word to anyone in a couple days, and I open up Instagram and see the photos of couples, the videos of people out with their friends, that empty void becomes so much more apparent. It opens up and weighs down on me. It's then made clear once again that I'm not somebody's person. I'm not on anyone's mind. I'm not the one that people are waiting to hear from. I'm simply just existing in my own bubble that floats outside of everyone's perspective. Normally I try and end these videos on a positive note, but there isn't much I feel I can say. I have no idea what the future holds for me. I may feel like this for another month or another 3 years. There's just no way of knowing. I hope if anyone has related to this video that you all keep yourself safe. My comment section is always open and I read every single one. I also have a TikTok that you can send me a message on if you ever need to talk to someone who understands. If you like this content, please consider subscribing. But until next time, bye for now.